This is Sean from SeanConrad.com. Do you understand that you already have everything you need to be successful at anything you do? You already have it because you are unique to anybody else. Don't waste your time trying to emulate what this person does and that person does and try to morph yourself into somebody else. That's not what people are looking for. People want to hear your story. People want to hear what you sound like, how your family gets down, how your culture does what it does. That's what people want. And yet we waste a lot of time trying to look at somebody else's success and then morph ourselves into that person, emulate everything they've done, and become that person. That's going too far. You can emulate the work ethic. You can emulate what you see, like things that they do to keep themselves on track, but you don't have to become that person. You don't we Nobody is looking for a duplicate Will Smith, a duplicate Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. We want somebody new that makes us interested in their story. We already have a Megan. We already have all these different people, right? So it is you. It is the sound of your voice, not how well you can emulate somebody else's voice. It is how you act. If you're into acting, it's how your voice sounds, the raspiness of your voice if you're doing voiceovers. It's how you do your craft. It's what makes you motivated that people will be attracted to. It's how you got it to where you are. That's how people will be attracted to you, right? Because you want to tune into those stories, not the duplicates. Not the duplicates. People don't care about the duplicates, right? So it really doesn't pay for you, for me, for anybody, right? To be someone else. Right? You can just be yourself. You don't have to act like you the big shoot 'em up, blah blah blah, this and that. Somebody step to you, it's over, lights out. You don't have to act like that person. Okay? Because at the end of the day, somebody that is attracted to you, that will be your fan, that will be your follower, is interested in your integrity, your honesty. When it all goes down, right? When it hits the fan, what do people do? They want to gather to the person who's going to pray with them, the person whose soul is pure. That's who they're going next to, not to the person that's like, I be doing this, I be throwing money here, I be doing this. That person is kind of cool, like for entertainment purposes. But the person people are really gonna gravitate to is your authentic self. What do you do from day to day? What's your routine? What do you like to do when you're not working? Right? Everything that you have done is a story I want to hear about. Is a story somebody wants to hear about. Right? You've been watching cartoon shows since you were little. You know the name of every da da da. You know the origins of da da da. Like, that's dope. Don't throw that out the window. I worked with somebody who grew up watching, reading comic books and watching cartoons all their lives. And they ended up being one of the head producers on all the shows that I used to work on with Ninja Turtles and Yu Gi Oh! And Pokemon. They didn't have to change. You just be you. You just be you. And that's why, like, when we look at some of these younger people and then we want to criticize and this and that, like, if they're nice on the phone, on the computer, they're going to end up working, running businesses on that thing that they're good at. They're going to end up hiring people because that industry is going to keep blowing up and it's going to take over. And they're going to be glad, man, I've been doing this since I was 5 years old. I'm a master at this, right? So we can't knock who people are. If you have several gifts, right? Show that on your channel. Show that on your channel. You don't have to try to be like dude over there, chick over there. Show you on your channel. Cause that's gonna be the purest you. And I'm gonna recognize when you faking it. I'm gonna recognize when you faking it. All you have to do is be you and be consistent. Right? And what am I talking about with consistency? Right? It's not all about you can play ball like such and such in the NBA, blah, 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 blah. It's all about you can play ball and what's your story. It doesn't have to be the highest level, right? We see that in hip hop all the time. It doesn't have to be the best rapper. It is the most consistent person. And once they're consistent enough, we want to know more about them. Come on, this has happened over and over again. It is not all about the best artists, the best singers, the best blah, blah, blah. Think about it. You hear a song on the radio and you're like, oh man, that song is whack. And they keep playing it. It's in rotation, right? So you hear it. You've been hearing it now for the last 3 weeks, right? They rotate it all the time. Now when it comes on, the same whack song, they're consistent with playing that song, right? And now that person puts out more material and more material. That's really what this online thing is about. It's not the best person succeeds. It's the person who's more consistent. Because the competition gets low when people drop out. I always say that. You have somebody who's really good here, somebody who's aight, and the person who's really good drops out of the race. This person right here starts rising to the top. They don't have to be that good because you dropped out. You were like, oh man, I ain't really that good at this. I'm telling you right now, when I was doing my thing rapping, I remember being at MTV one time with a famous rapper who now does TV shows, long-standing TV show. And I remember being in the green room with him. And you know what he said? He was like, yo, Fresh, I can't even rap like you and all these guys. I just do it because they gave me a platform to do it. I can't rap like y'all, but I'm going to keep doing it. People keep listening. People keep buying my records. And I was like, wow, you know, he's honest with himself. And he's like, yo, I'm just going to keep doing it. It's that consistency. It's not the best person. It's not always the best person. It's not always a person with the best talent. Right? You have to be hungry enough and you have to be consistent enough to run into some folks who are like, man, I like your hustle. Let me put you on to this dude. Call this person. Call her. Blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, you see this person on TV and you're like, how they got there? I taught them how to do that. They were just more consistent than you. You know? So be you. Be you. Be consistent. Right? Make sure your heart is in the right place because people recognize your integrity. You cannot fake that. You could act like you do this, act like you do that, and you did this, and I created this and all this nonsense. People see you a mile away. So be who you are. Just be who you are. You ain't got to be the baddest person on the block. Be who you are and let that shine. Be authentic. Try to help people. Think about people. That's going to go a long way. You pull somebody else up, they will remember you. And they'll be like, man, you probably don't need this, but I remember when you helped me out, boom, I got this for you. That is true success. That's when companies start pulling you in. You such a good person. Come on, I got you. What you looking for? That boom, and they hook you up. Oh, I know you're trying to do this. I'm gonna hook you up. You a good person. That's when they hook you up. Because you were pure. That your soul is pure. So you have everything you need to be successful. We all do. We have it. Because people just want to hear our story. People want to hear your voice. Not you duplicate somebody else's voice or somebody else's story. Your story is more than enough. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'm out.